All right, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Jeannie, and you already know what it is. So let's just get into the energy, all right? Lately, I've been picking up on the drastic switch up from allowing yourself to be oppressed, allowing a certain level of oppression, and allowing a certain level of situational circumstances to define you into the switch, the change of freeing yourself from oppression and changing yourself so you aren't in situations that can determine your reality. And this brought me to the song Praying Man, okay, by Big Kurt. I'll put in the comments below so you can listen to it. But in the song, he says, I've been on the road, don't know which way to go. I think I hear a praying man coming. Okay? That's significant. Wait on that. But the overall energy is tarot. And it says, European form of divination, including cards illustrated with numbers, symbols used by one or a psychic guide to offer illumination regarding questions or future events. Okay? And when I really got that energy, it made me view this card differently because there's some of you who has never picked up a tarot card deck. There's some of you who only watch tarot cards. You have never tried it yourself. You don't need that. There are some of you, I'm picking up on some of you who have the psychic ability to be prophetic, have prophetic dreams, to see into the future, use other forms of knowledge and guidance to know about events, know about and answer questions to the situation that you have been in currently. Okay. So I'm picking up on a level of people who are going to be their own saviors. And then I'm picking up on some people who will be saved by other people. Okay. There are some who listen to tarot card readings, and there are some who have a knowing. It doesn't matter who you are, Virgo. Just know that you're either going to be the one who pulls yourself out of oppression, or the universe is going to provide you with someone to help you pull yourself out of oppression. What I have been noticing is that the universe, the reality that we live in, our life, and our circumstances is based on our viewpoint, our choices, and what we choose to do with our choices. And a lot of you are choosing to free yourself from oppressors, run away from oppressional situations, run away from circumstances that do not serve you, even if you are left with nothing, left with the clothes on your back, left thirsty and hungry and starving or homeless. It is way better to be in that situation than to be in a situation where you are oppressed. Okay? There's been a lot of us who has been okay with a certain level of oppression, with a certain level of allowing the universe or allowing your situations to dictate who you are and what you have. And in 2025, there's a major shift into creating, taking things for yourself and making a way for yourself. And this shift, like I said, is going to happen by either you being that person coming to your own aid or someone coming to your aid. But in 2025, oppression is really up to you. Okay. Your circumstances are really up to you. What you choose is really up to you. And once you really understand the universe and reality for what it is, you will start giving yourself more credit. You'll start giving yourself more time. You'll start putting more focus on who you are, how you feel, what's going on internally, and allowing yourself to be guided by what you want in life instead of doing what you think you should do or living the life that you have been told to live. All right. So in this song, Virgo, he emphasizes the running away from oppression, the escaping from circumstances, the leaving and fleeing in the night with nothing or no one to help you, and finding himself in a situation where he's in a ditch. He's low down, he's in a ditch, he's hungry, he's thirsty, and he has no way forward. And then out of the blue, someone shows up for him. And it says, I'm glad that you looked at me because most people pay me no mind. And I feel like there's a lot of us in a whole lot of oppression, a whole lot of situations that stop us from helping other people because we already have enough on our plate, and we live in a world where help isn't readily, okay, except from the government, and that's a trick too. Um, Help isn't, you know, just gonna walk by at any given time. Sometimes you have to sit in the ditch. Sometimes you have to sit in a low place and either make yourself into that person or wait on the universe to come bring you somebody um, in order to help you. And this is going back to the tarot card reader. Okay, there's some of you who have some type of psychic guidance that will allow you to guide yourself out, but there are experienced tarot readers, psychic guides who will start to lead people out of a certain level of oppression and away from the mundane relationship, life, work messages that they have been giving on a cycle. Okay, life is much more than our reality. It's all about you. Okay, it's all about what's going on internally within you, how you view everything, and what you choose to do. And in this life, Virgo, we're really being taught that it is really up to you to save yourself. And sometimes you have to get really low before you can be brought up high. All right. So let's get into the reading. Let's see how this energy comes into the reading, because the next part of my notes says, son, I can do you one better. He removed a knife and cut me down from my oppressors. So there's some type of cutting away, cutting down, releasing, and letting go of facades, ego, wants, needs that is happening at this time, and is really freeing you from your oppressor. Because if you don't need money, there's no oppression on you to go get money. If you don't need drugs, there's no oppression on you to go after getting that drug. There's something here about cutting yourself down, cutting yourself away from the things in mindset and choices that oppress you. All right. And I feel like this is going to happen organically. I feel like over time, Virgo, you're going to be naturally released from things that no longer serve you. They'll just start to fall for the wayside. Okay. Some of you may view this as dark. You may view death and the ending and loss as darkness and destruction. But what I have learned over the course of last year is that I'm really not attached to anything. I could lose this channel today and not give a fuck. Okay? I'm not attached to what I was formerly making my ego, okay? And my ego was full of what I thought I was, what I thought I wanted, what I pictured for my life. And there was a certain time where I wanted to be the most famous tarot card reader in the world. But now I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm appreciative of the ones who rock and roll with me every day, but I have no urge or lust or wanting to be the best. I just want to make myself happy and find peace in my life. So, with that, it comes with a lot of endings to things that you once wanted, to things you once strived after, to things that you once put together as your ego. It's the stripping away of clothes, the stripping away of layers, the stripping away of mindset that is about to happen organically for you, that will release you from a lot of oppression that you have put upon yourself by wanting things that aren't aligned in alignment for you. Okay, so there's something here about lying to yourself. Okay, some of you may think you know what you want, but if you really got what you wanted, you would never actually get what you actually need. And I've noticed that I have been praying, I have been scripting, I have been writing petitions, I have been trying to change my vibration, I've been doing everything under the sun except for accepting my reality and asking God to show me what's really meant for my life. Because when you actually align yourself with what's meant for your life, you'll notice that it's not anything that you have been striving for, searching for. It is actually what makes your soul feel good. It's actually what makes your soul feel good. It makes you more relaxed. It's this carefree energy. So the best way I can explain this is my situation. Okay. Um, it was just 11:11 when 111 came out. Um, but the best way I can express this is through my situation, Virgo collective. This is going to be a collective reading. I had to release and let go of the things that I thought was for my life in order to gain true free will. Okay. And my true free will is to have a life and a mode of existence in which I am not a slave, oppressed, hurt, longing, or in need for anything. And to create that, I had to heal myself. Okay. I had to change what I wanted for life because I realized that the things that I wanted was keeping me slave to my oppressor. So now that I see that, it's a lot easier to see endings and changes as blessings, as was really meant to be. Because when I let go of control, I noticed that I never really had any control over anything. I was just hurting myself emotionally, striving for something that wasn't meant for my life. And it took me a long time to even realize that the oppression and the anguish and the need and the longing that I have in my spirit was placed upon myself by striving for things that was never meant for me. And when I started to let go of these things, I noticed that there's a lot more that comes to you when you are not needing and striving and longing for something. There's something freeing about wanting nothing, okay? And once you start wanting for nothing but for love and prosperity and goodness for yourself, you'll notice that you start getting everything that you were once striving for. It's like a contradiction, because we are taught to go after and take action and manifest and script and pray and hope for things to happen, and that just keeps us in the space of being emotionally attached to what we don't have. Okay. But once I figured out that everything that I really need is inside of myself, I started to move away from wanting and needing and striving for things that really was my ego that wanted them. And this gave room for a different viewpoint, a shift in shift in my reality, allowing me to see the universe in a different way. And once I started to give up all the things that I was striving for and started to really ask for help, the universe started to give me help. And I started to be connected to guides, knowledge, people, places, and things praying men and women who can really give me knowledge, discernment, and wisdom and cut me down from the oppression that I have lived in. And it's something that you gotta want. It's something that you have to strive for, because something that you gotta want and you have to strive for, because when we choose our reality, okay, this is the only way I can explain it. We're going back to a tarot card reader, okay? I thought, what I wanted for my life was to be the biggest, the best tarot card reader out there, to be a household name in the tarot card community. And I really noticed that when I didn't get 1 million views a video like I've been manifesting, that it was causing an anguish, a pain inside of me. And I was hurting myself by wanting things that were never meant for me. And when I started to realize that what's really meant for me, you know, will come with ease, will come with a level of guidance, I then stopped trying to guide myself and I allowed the universe to start guiding me. Okay. I've been asking God to reveal to me, you know, what he wants me to be in life, where he wants me to go in life. And it brought me back to some of the things that I have experienced in childhood that was unfinished business. Okay, for instance, uh, I grew up in church. There was a lot of things that was prophesized over my life in church as a child that I have never gone towards, strived for, or thought was possible. But now, at the age of 27, I am now going back to the things that were prophesized over my life, the things that I wanted to be as a child, the things that um, people knew I would be in this lifetime way before I ever became it. And it's crazy that I was striving for and longing and fighting for things that directly contradict what was prophesized over my life. And I was lucky, to grow up in church and to be around people who prophesied and told me what I was supposed to be. But some of you do not have that privilege, okay? You do not have the knowledge. You are in this world just basically lost. And this is how the universe wanted you. This is actually a blessing in disguise, because if you were comfortable in a situation, nothing would push you to go towards something else. And that was another thing that God showed me. He didn't allow my YouTube channel to get 1 million subscribers and 1 million views per video like I wanted, because if He gave me that, I would never, ever, ever strive for the thing that was actually meant for my life. And it took me a long time to accept that maybe tarot card readings aren't the end all be all for my life. Maybe I can achieve much more and have a lot more. And then I started to change my viewpoint on the things that I wanted and the things that I believed, because if my end goal wasn't going to make me happy and is never going to happen, then I was striving for something that was only oppressing me. And I feel like a lot of us are going to be in this situation where we find ourselves realizing that we're striving for things that only oppress us, dead end relationships with dead end people who only repress us. And it's about time for us to be open to the guidance and knowledge of others or ourselves, to really get into a place when we're in which we're supposed to be. Okay. So once you start having this realization, because I'm picking up on people who are already having this realization, okay, you're noticing that the things that you once wanted isn't what you want anymore. So you're choosing free will to leave behind things that no longer serve you. And then you're starting to see that maybe being at the bottom is a blessing in disguise, because that can only make room for travel. Okay, it can only make room for one direction, and that is upwards. And at first, it may have been dark, but as soon as you started asking the universe, asking God, asking yourself what you really wanted and was really meant for your life, there were things that were brought back, rebirth and unfinished business, things that were brought back up in your reality that you are now connected to. Okay. Um, this is the energy of getting back into a hobby that you used to be, going back to church. It's the energy of choosing a profession, you feel me, that pays more, okay, than choosing a profession that will give you more than what you have been striving for, okay? And sometimes that comes with admitting defeat. 2121. There's a lot of us who are living under oppression because we don't want to admit defeat. We don't want to admit that what we have chosen did not work for us. We did not want to admit that even if we manifest scripts, pray to the universe, and beg on our knees to get what we want, sometimes it is not meant for our life, so we are not going to get it. Some people just don't want to admit that, but I see people who are ready to admit defeat, are okay with endings, with okay with being at the bottom, are okay with their circumstances, because that gives room for a level of forgiveness. It gives room for a level of healing, releasing, and the cutting away of oppression. Whew. So, yeah, we have manifestation. You weave the web of life. What you see before you are the results of your thoughts. If your current reality doesn't suit you, then it's time to make changes through conscious manifestation. Your energy can bring in all you desire. And this is that energy, Virgo. A lot of you have been manifesting things and it has resulted in your current reality. And you have noticed that your current reality looks a little like slavery. Okay. It looks a little like oppression. It looks a little like unhappiness. It looks a little like unsatisfied energy. And the only way to change that is to change your mindset, your thoughts, what you desire. And some of you don't even know what you want for your life. You don't know what job you're supposed to be in. You don't know what God wants for you. But the first step in changing is to admit defeat, is to admit that what you have been doing has not been working. So it's time to stop doing it. Okay. And in the changing of your choices, thoughts, programs, and actions, you manifest a new reality for yourself where you find yourself in the midst of a metamorphosis. It says, pay attention to the areas in your life or personality that are in need of profound change or transformation. You're about to enter a phase of expansion and growth, which will be highly beneficial for your reality. So once you start letting go of your thoughts, your programs, what you thought you were supposed to be in life, the ego attached to it, your emotions attached to this job, this position, you're able to really pay attention to the points in your life that need transformation. And the points in my life that needed transformation are not what I expected. You feel me? At first, I was like, oh, of course, I need more money. I need to be a star. I need to be the best ever. I need to study and have the most knowledge out of everyone so I can be a great leader, blah, blah, blah. Right. And once I let go of that, I realized that I was striving for that because I needed to be that for myself. I don't need to teach others. I don't need to have a platform, a following. I don't need a million views. I don't need any of that. the things that I was striving to be for other people was the areas in which I needed for myself. Okay, so this could be easy for you to look at. Look at how you want people to see you. Okay, this is how you identify the ego, and this is how you identify areas in your life that needs profound change. For instance, if you need people to see you as rich, okay, you need people to always view you as, I got money, I can take care of everything on my own, I got a mansion, I got 3 cars. Then there's something inside of you that feels poor, okay, that feels a lack. And those are the areas that you need to change inside of yourself, so you can stop striving for something outside of yourself to give off the impression that you have what you need. Okay, and in identifying what we want people to see us as, we can identify the viewpoints and the parts of us that need to change. And then we can start giving to ourselves, um, changing our mindset, and really start this metamorphosis in which we go from uh, doing things to impress others to doing things for ourselves. And then we have mystery energy. It says Bobcat teaches you that there is a true power and strength in silence and patience. In order to get what you want, you must be willing to plan, adapt, and above all, have the patience to see your dreams manifest. And this is the energy that I find a lot of you in, okay? You know that your reality is based off of you and your choices. You have identified your ego, and in turn, you have identified the places in you that need profound change. And as you make profound changes for yourself, it is up to you to stay silent about your goals and what you're doing, but also to be patient and kind and loving to yourself in waiting for this help to come. Okay. And like I said, there will be some of you who will be your own guides, your own psychic guides, your own intuitive guides. And there will be some that will get guided by people like me. And it doesn't matter which area you are in, Spirit just wants you to know, above all, when you start seeking and yearning and wanting to change and elevate yourself, the universe will meet you, okay, where you're at, and give you that hand. You have to be willing to be patient. You have to be willing to be poor. You have to be willing to look crazy. You have to be willing to quit that job. You have to be willing to sell your platform. You have to be willing to go back to school. You have to be willing to start from the bottom. And once you start being willing to do that and having patience with yourself and realizing that all you need is food, water, and shelter, and you're good, otherwise, the universe can come in and start shedding light on your situation, and it will become less of a mystery. Like I said, some of you do not know what you're supposed to be in this life. You don't know what your purpose is. You don't know what you're really supposed to have and do in this lifetime. But when you're patient with yourself and you allow the universe to speak to you and guide you, they will start to show you. Okay, and it is often contradictory to your ego and the things that you actually want. Like I said, I wanted to be the most famous tarot card reader in the world. I wanted to be a household name of being a psychic, in being famous. And then when I really identified my ego in that, I just realized, like, I just want to be successful. Like, that's what I'm missing. I'm missing the feeling of success. I'm missing the feeling of satisfaction. And I'm trying to chase it via way of labels and titles. But when I start giving myself that energy, life became less of a mystery. I realized that I was oppressing my own emotions and oppressing my own life, striving for something to feed what I was lacking on the inside. And I was never going to feed it by wanting these extravagant things, but I was only going to get there by adapting what I wanted. And that shift comes from the outside to the inside of you. Okay. A lot of us are living in the 3D. We're living in the programs that we have been taught. We're living in the lives and the cards that we have been dealt. Um, and we see that that's all we are, that's all we can be. But when you realize the truth about the world, Virgo, you know that it is all within you. Okay, your reality, what's going on in your life, everything that has happened to you, all stems from something inside of you. And although we may not have complete dictatorship over everything that happens to us, we are in complete control of everything we choose to do based off of what happens to us. And once you start taking your power back, Virgo, life becomes less of a motherfucking mystery. Life becomes less of being this lost, clouded energy, just being a slave to the government. Life becomes more about satisfying yourself, being in sunlight, feeling happy, going to the park, sitting in nature. Life becomes more about emotional stability, satisfying yourself and the things that you are missing in the inside. And once you start doing that, Virgo, you gain a level of control. It says if you have a moderate aggressive impulse, it is in it is an invitation to control your temper. You are encouraged to explore how expressing your needs or thoughts more openly and constructively to reduce the level of frustration. This is crazy. So, some of you may not know what you're supposed to be in life, where you're supposed to go. You may not have been prophesized to as a child like I was, and you have been left in a level of mystery. You just don't know. And you could find yourself frustrated, angry, or having a level of emotional instability. And it's because you have not found a way to satisfy yourself. Okay, heal yourself. You haven't found a way to express yourself, your thoughts, and what you really want. You've just been living in the ego. Okay, and once you explore how to express what your body and what your soul and what your emotions are wanting, it's easier to satisfy those areas. So, for instance, if you are working in a dead end job and you're angry and frustrated and you haven't uh, met any goals or leveled up in life, you've been just coasting in slavery, you could notice that there's parts of you that are angry, there's parts of you that are frustrated and sad and low vibrational, and you feel like the only way to control those areas is to show up and feed the ego, but that hasn't been doing it, Virgo. And then as soon as you start to identify, like, why am I actually angry, why am I actually sad, why am I actually depressed, you can then express your thoughts and emotions in a way where you can help yourself. So, for instance, like I said, I wanted to be the best tarot card reader out in the motherfucking world. I wanted to be a household motherfucking name. I wanted everybody to know about me. I wanted to be super motherfucking famous. And I didn't know why I wanted that. I just wanted it because my ego wanted it. And I noticed when I didn't get it, how many subscribers do I got? Like, look, y'all, I got less than 14,000 subscribers. We're almost at 14,000. I appreciate every single one of you. But once I realized that, you know, I was angry and sad and frustrated because I wasn't getting what I wanted, I then realized that I have to change what I want. I gotta admit defeat. I gotta see my life clearly. And I have to satisfy that urge inside of me um, that wanted those things and identify that that's only my ego. And I was allowing my ego and the wanting of things that fed my ego that was actually causing me to be sad, causing me to feel oppression. And then I started to blame the universe. I started to blame people who were cursing me. I started to give my power away to negative thoughts and anger and blaming people who were hexing and cursing my life. And that allowed for a level of just lost energy, just lost in my circumstances, mad at myself and the world and people who were cursing me. And now when I look back on it, I see how fucking silly that shit was. Just silly as fuck. Silly as fuck to blame everybody else for my problems. Silly as fuck to cause myself to be angry and sad because I wasn't getting a million subscribers. It was silly as fuck. But in the moment, it made sense. In the moment, my ego was like, yeah, it's some it's some bald-headed weirdo bitch out there who's cursing me. Like in the moment, it was very easy to put myself in a mystery, to put myself in oppression, to give my power away to outside sources in the universe until I realized, hold on. I'm the only one who can make myself feel emotions. I'm the only one who are in control of my emotions. I am the dictator of my life. I'm the dictator of my choices. I'm the dictator of my reality. And in so I gained a level of control back. Okay, I gained my power back. This is the real taking back of your power, because when you don't give the universe, other people, and your ego free will to oppress you, you realize that there's no oppression. You realize there's no body making you feel the emotions that you were feeling at this time. It's just all you. And when you start doing that, Virgo, you start to set up boundaries to the things that you want, the things that you do, the things that you talk about. You start gaining a level of peace. It says the gentle nature of a dolphin reminds you to look for the good in everyone and strive to bring peace to your life and those around you. Trust your instincts and intuition rather than overthinking things. Boundaries again. But this is that energy I'm talking about, Virgo. When I started to identify why I was really angry, why I was really sad, why my life was really how it was, I noticed like, oh, I can bring peace to myself by just not wanting the things that were oppressing me. Oh, I can bring peace to myself by not overthinking my circumstances and believing that there's powerful witches out there that is dictating my life. And through that, I gained a level of freedom. It became a lot more peaceful when I wasn't attached to the outcome of the circumstances in my life, but when I started to focus on my own happiness. Okay, and this was an easy shift to do. At first I was like, how am I going to figure it out? How am I going to make this happen for myself? I was overthinking and angry and frustrated and mad at God and mad at everybody else. But then I realized I'm just overthinking everything. All I have to do is start to strive for peace in my life, and there will be more peace. All I have to do is start making myself happy, and I will be happy. All I have to do is learn and go and change and pivot and create small goals that are attainable for me right now. And those goals will be able to be built upon to reach even bigger and higher goals to free myself from the circumstances that I was in. But that takes a level of discernment, self discernment. That takes a level of understanding and realizing and identifying and observing my own mind. Because at one point, I was overthinking everything, telling myself, if I am a master manifester, there's no obstacle from getting me 1 million subscribers, right? So God must be angry at me. God must be punishing me by not allowing me to get to 1 million subscribers. This must be punishment. It must be I'm doing something wrong. It must be something that I'm not doing. And that was allowing me to overthink and be distracted and allow my emotions to run rampant and give my power away. But as soon as I realized that I was overthinking my own emotions, it allowed me to start observing myself, observing my emotions, how I really felt, what I really wanted. And I noticed this this happened because I have children, okay? And I love my babies so much. I love my babies so fucking much. Their peace and their happiness is my peace, my happiness. And as I started to take care of my children, I then understood God. I then understood Jesus. I then understood the universe. I then understood my reality because I was giving and nurturing and taking care of my children so they are emotionally happy. So when people see them, they could be like, oh my gosh, you have such beautiful, intelligent, happy children. You must be like a wonderful mother, right? I was striving for that energy. And I realized just in the same way that I create happiness for my children, I create health and prosperity for my children, I lead them towards knowledge and gain. I have to do that for myself. I am the same as them, a fucking child, okay, who needs more knowledge and love and grace and understanding and forgiveness and time. And I realized that I wasn't even giving myself the time of day. I wasn't looking at my needs. I wasn't nurturing myself. I wasn't loving and caring about myself. I was just living in reality in the way that I thought I should, suffering. But once I started to strive for more peace, I began to have more peace. Once I've been okay with myself and love myself, Virgo, I wasn't looking for the love of others. Once I started to give myself a pat on the back and really see myself as I see my children, I then wasn't attached to the things that was creating this oppression, and peace abiding. It was that simple. And I feel like there's a level of mystery and a level of confusion, a level of thinking that things will be hard only because you haven't done it before, Virgo. And once you start doing something that you haven't done before, there's a lot of things inside of you that will fight yourself, that will tell you, oh, this is going to be hard. And you have to stop overthinking and give yourself the grace to fail. Even if it's hard, even if I fail, even if I got to try over and over again, I'm going to love myself like I love my children. I'm going to comfort myself like I comfort my children. I'm going to give myself that same energy that I give my children, the same energy to fail and be forgiven and try again over and over again. And once I realized that there's no sacrifice in trying, then it was a lot easier to try new things. And this is what you're about to step into, Virgo. Once you get control over your emotions and your life and your ego and stop overthinking the nature of reality, it will become a lot easier to try. And once you start trying, Virgo, the universe meets you halfway. Once you view the world as your father, your mother, God, once you view God correctly and really ask God, like, if this is meant for my life, allow and create a spirit inside of me that will pursue those things, you'll see the universe match your reality. You'll see the universe give you this guiding hand, and you'll start to run into people, places, and things that will help cut you down from your oppressor. Okay? Whether that's yourself, Virgo, or someone like me to come give you this information for then you to come help yourself. Either way it goes, there's going to be a lot more knowledge, a lot more help, a lot more abundance when you change the viewpoint of the universe and how God can serve you in life. Okay? And this really came to me after I really understood the scripture that says that God knows what we want. And once we seek God, He will add unto us. And it took a lot of me seeking God, seeking peace, seeking tranquility for me to understand and be added on to in the way that I wanted to. We have bear energy. It says the bear symbolizes a strong source of support in times of difficulty. Get out of here. Once you are at true peace with the universe and you're at a level of vibration to accept help, to create the reality that you are in, because this is a whole lot of your circumstances is based off of the reality that you have created in your mind. And there's so much of us that has been wrapped up in our emotions and depressions and sadness and frustration and what our ego wants that we can't even see the universe or be at a vibration in which the universe can be abundant for us. We're living too low. Okay, but once you start really being happy, really doing things that make you happy, you'll notice that you'll live in a happiness, that the universe is abundant in resources. There's no lack of anything. It's just the opportunity to give it. And once you are in the vibration that gives you the opportunity to receive support, support shows up for you. It may be time for you to stand for your beliefs or your truth with strength and confidence. You are free to roam at will and follow your own path. Oh, Jesus. So this goes back to me being and wanting to be a tarot card reader who get 100 million subscribers. You feel me? Who get a million views per video. Like, I really wanted that, but I noticed that that wasn't my own path. That wasn't what was going to give me happiness. That wasn't what my soul really wanted. Virgo collective. And this allowed me to stand on the beliefs in my truth. And the new belief that I have is that the universe is abundant, that the universe will help me, that God loves me, that God will help me, that I am lacking nothing. The universe lacks nothing. I'm missing the opportunity to get what I want. And once I put myself in the vibration to match the opportunity that I want, I am lacking nothing. We truly have everything in the world that we need, Virgo. And once you see reality in that way and create that constant program, you'll notice yourself free, free from oppression, free from the emotions that kept you shrouded in mystery, free from being lost in living in dead end energy. And this is going to give you a level of strength. And once you have the strength to really follow your own path, to really seek the things that bring you happiness, to really strive for the things in life meant for you, you'll notice that it starts to show up. Transformation. And in transforming yourself, you'll notice that you will transform your reality. It says you will be shedding old skins and emotions and transforming them into bigger and better. Changes in the wind, and you are at the center of all of this as the catalyst. Whew. Whew. Did it not just say what I just said? You are the catalyst to change. You are the person creating your reality. You are the only thing that can match the vibration of the opportunity that you want for your life. But it actually has to coincide with what you really want inside of you. Okay? And that's why they talk about that childlike imagination. Um, That's why they talk about that you have to have like a mind of a child to enter into heaven or something like that. And it's because when you have a mind of a child, Virgo, where your emotions are taken care of by the universe, where you're being fed and given to by an outside source, you have room to play, frolic. You have room to notice the abundance and the beauty and what life really is. And that sort of thing creates a catalyst inside of yourself that changes the programs, which changes your reality again and again. It says to smoothen the process, make sure your intentions are clear and that you move forward with hope. See, I have gone from wanting a million subscribers to wanting peace, wanting happiness, to wanting to feel emotionally satisfied. And once I started emotionally satisfying myself, I want for nothing. And then everything was added onto me. And it's that type of intention that you need to be clear on, that you need to be set in order to see growth in your life. We have transformation to transition. It says this is a powerful time of change. You're being called to connect with a world of emotions and feminine energies. You may need to engage in a process of cleansing, whether that is physical, emotional, spiritual, or energetic. It all comes back to how you feel. Like I said, um, our ego is based off of how we feel we should be, how we feel we should have, how we feel we should show up in life, how we feel people should see us. And once we start clearing out these made up programs and the emotions behind it that made us want these things, it is easier to transition into a new reality. All right. So, like I said, I think I see a praying man coming. Um, this is the energy of guidance. And like I said, some of you are going to be able to guide yourself. Others of you are going to meet amazing tarot card readers, such as myself and other people who will start to guide you into this transition. But I'm picking up on most of you being guided by yourself and tarot card readers affirming to you what you already know. That's why my saying on this channel is you already know what it is, because I often just confirm to people everything that they already know in a different way. And you're about to see the universe confirm to you things that you knew as a child, but in a different way. Okay? Over time, as we grew up, our perspective and reality was shaped by the cards that we were dealt and the choices that we were made. But once you start forgiving and forgetting and let going and releasing and breaking and cleansing out old programs, you are able to revert back to that childlike state where you accept that you don't know everything. You accept that life is abundant. You accept that change can happen at any time. And allowing for change to happen, Virgo, being open to and not set in stone what you think your life should be, is the path that you need to be in order to be guided to a new way of living. All right. Closing messages, please. We have creativity. So you're going to start to. Okay, hold on. You're going to start to notice. I'm done, y'all. He's not gonna wait for any more than a couple more minutes. Chill. Um, but once you start to, you know, change your viewpoint in reality. You start to be in that imaginatory kid-like energy, and your creativity starts to flow, and you will find yourself being able to imagine and conceive and visualize new ways of living, new modes of existence. Okay, some of you were in mystery because you were cut off from your creativity. You were cut off from your divine feminine energy, that the emotions and the intuition that leads you in life, because we've been so far removed from nature and our true selves. But once you start finding your ground in opening the well of the creativity, you'll start to see the overpour of abundance. Okay, we have integration. And once you start to see the overpour of abundance, it is up to you to integrate that abundant lifestyle into your programs. Okay, so this is giving me the energy of um, I creatively found a new thing to strive after. I was striving to be the best tarot card reader in the world, you feel me? Which will never happen. And I've accepted that and I'm okay with that, you feel me? But once I started accepting that, I found new creative avenues that I wanted in life, easy, tangible goals that opened up my imagination and opened up my spirit because I started to succeed in life. And once I started to integrate more successful ideas, Virgo, I noticed that life becomes more successful, abundant, easy, happier. And in this, it led to a lot of death. It led to a lot of endings. It led to a lot of changing who I was in order to be a reflection of what I wanted to be. And this is that example of people saying, to live in the energy that you want in order to conceive it. You have to be it to conceive it. And if you are so removed from creativity, imagination, your divine feminine energy, there is no way to live as if to conceive. Okay. So once you start to really um, open yourself up, your imagination, your creativity, be emotionally balanced, live in this kid-like energy, you're able to be the person you need to be to reflect back and bring as above, so below. And this is going to create a movement into balance. And you're going to find out the truth about reality, these programs, yourself, and the universe. And once you start living in your truth, you'll notice that there's no more mystery. This is the energy that I have for you, Virgo. This is the energy that I have for you, collective. If you resonate with anything here, please give me a like, comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, see what's coming up next for you. And you already know I'm very grateful and thankful for everybody watching.